Hello, and welcome to the LexisNexis complimentary webinar, 10 Tips for Real Estate Research Efficiency. My name is Corinne Bressler, and I'm the Marketing Manager here at LexisNexis. I will be the moderator for today's session. I want to remind you that today's webinar is being recorded. Today's speaker will respond to questions after her presentation via the web, and those of you logged on to WebEx are encouraged to submit questions throughout the conference by clicking on the Q&A button in the upper right corner of your WebEx console or in the full screen. LexisNexis is a leading global provider of legal, regulatory, and business information and analytics that help professional customers make more informed decisions, increase productivity, and serve their clients better. LexisNexis Legal and Professional, which serves customers in more than 175 countries with 10,000 employees worldwide, is part of RELX Group, a world-leading provider of information and analytics for professional and business customers across industries. Our speaker today is Chris Chang, a solutions consultant here at LexisNexis. Chris works with many types of real estate firms, both residential and commercial, specializing in tenant advisory, capital markets, research and sustainability services for investors, owners, and occupiers of all commercial property types. You can reach her at her email at chris.chang@lexisnexis.com. And now we'll turn things over to Chris to begin the webinar.
Thank you, Corinne. Real estate is one of the fastest growing industries in the U.S., and the need for fast and reliable information is more important than ever. There are many challenges faced by realtors, agents, brokers, researchers, and other professionals in the real estate industry today. To stay competitive, real estate professionals have to do more with less time. In working with my real estate clients, I frequently hear about a number of different research challenges, including it being difficult to locate information that is current, reliable, comprehensive, and from reputable sources. There's so many places to find information out there that they're never quite certain which sources they should trust. They tell me that there's too much information out there, and sometimes it's easy to become overwhelmed due to information overload. What they really need is a one-stop shop. Next, researching is time-consuming. There's so many places you can look to find information, including various online researches and patchwork of government agency websites to track down public records. Although this workflow can produce results, it's onerous for them to consult multiple different sources. This is time they could be spending on other tasks. In addition to taking too much time, researching on various platforms and products can be expensive, as they need to pay for each subscription or transaction. I also often hear that it's confusing trying to find relationships between businesses, individuals, and properties. And finally, creating company and executive prospecting lists with their specific criteria is very hard to do. It takes a lot of manual work to generate a good list. I was inspired by these challenges and wanted to bring tips and tricks on how to ease some of these roadblocks today. LexisNexis provides solutions for real estate professionals engaged in real estate ownership, management, and development. It provides access to the largest collection of public records in one place, including hard-to-locate contact data to keep your records current. It provides greater search efficiency with quick links from an LLC to principal contact information. Our linking technology connects ownership entities to an individual, alerting you to multiple property owners and their holdings. It also provides you insight into mortgage data or signs of distress, such as judgments, liens, bankruptcies for properties of interest, as well as keeping you current on news, trends, legal information that may affect your business. Today, I will share 10 tips for real estate research efficiency divided into 4 areas of interest. These are the top areas in research I get asked most about. I've compiled these tips so that it can help you become more resourceful in your daily real estate research practice. Tips 1 and 2 will be in news. Being current on news and industry trends is more important than ever now in the real estate market. Events in the news may have a direct impact on you, your client, or your prospective client's business strategy. Tips 3 and 4 will be on company and executive lists. which are similar but different in focus and function. Compiling executive and company lists is important for your prospecting efforts, and tips 5 and 6 will be on researching company and financial data. This is an important part of your due diligence. Finally, tips 7 to 10 are on researching public records. Now, throughout my time working with real estate professionals, I frequently hear that researching public records is difficult, time-consuming, and it's hard to connect the dots. Now, public record is where your research will really pay off, so we will spend a significant amount of time covering this towards the end of the presentation. Now, just for a sneak peek, here's a small snapshot of some of our public record data. Now, you can use this data to find people and to track down those elusive parties. You can research businesses and to pull property records to uncover any hidden assets. This is the data that will matter to you most as a real estate professional. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our tips. Tip number 1. Use a searching tool that will allow you to easily find comprehensive and credible news content. Access to accurate and reliable news coverage is essential in the real estate business. In this day and age, news is everywhere. You can catch it on so many different sources such as TV, newspaper, magazine, radio, internet, and even on your friends' Facebook posts. The problem? Not all information is reliable or offer any value, and shifting through massive amounts of information consumes too much time and resources you simply do not have. In order to be competitive in both a strong or weak market, you need fast, reliable, relevant, and up-to-date information. With our Nexis search tool, you can run searches in our collection of over 26,000 news and business sources and have your answers delivered in seconds to your desktop in one single search. Nexis is a powerful research tool with an intuitive interface that is designed for both your novice as well as your seasoned researchers. Easy navigation and flexible filtering tools allows you to quickly access news of interest. Web and mobile access also lets you take it whenever and wherever you go. You'll never have to miss out on breaking news. Tip number 2, create alerts to stay up to date. Not only is easy searching and news important, so is the need to monitor issues on an ongoing basis. You need to monitor key triggers that could affect you or your client's business. You can use our alerts to monitor your key sales trigger, including new regulations, industry trends, location changes, layoffs, plant closings, expanding operations, new construction, and more. A best practice is to have your alerts sent directly to your email or to share it with your colleagues. You can schedule the exact time you want them sent, whether that's hourly, daily, or weekly. Staying up to date on news can help you in developing better business plans and strategies. Tip number 3, generate your ideal company list. Creating company prospecting lists can be a tenuous task, but with our dossier tool, you can quickly and easily create and download company lists, including those hard-to-find email addresses and telephone number. Flexible searching within dossier allows you to search for companies based on your search parameters, such as company name, company type, ticker symbol, annual revenue, industry classification codes, geography, and more. There's also an option to include headquarter locations only, which helps you identify where your decision makers are located. Additionally, you could choose to upload a list of ticker symbols to save even more time. Now, this is an example of a company list that you can download directly from Dossier. This is beneficial because you have the ability to customize the list to your liking and prioritize the data that's most important to you. In this example, I selected to include company name, address, email, and telephone number. With Dossier, you'll end up spending less time creating your list and a lot more time pursuing your leads. Tip number 4, create executive lists. Researching and creating a list of executives can help you identify viable candidates for building and floor placements. Searching and preparing executive lists can be time-consuming, but using our dossier tools, you can quickly and easily prepare an executive prospecting list in a matter of minutes, delivered straight to your desktop. You can use this to find decision makers from your companies of interest through financial, executive, and biographical sources. Searching by criteria such as job title, function, company type, industry, geography, and more can help you narrow down on your ideal contacts. You could use this tool to pull a list of your ideal contacts to invite to your next marketing event or conference. For example, generate a list like the one you see here for manufacturing executives to target for placement of an industrial company, or a list of department store vice presidents to sell retail space to, or a list of telecommunication executives to lease office space, or a list of executives from real estate investment companies for purchase or sale of a multi-housing development or single-family unit. The possibilities are endless. You can download your list with contact information such as name, position, telephone number, and email for easy follow-up. Tip number 5, dive deeper into your corporate buyers and sellers. From prospecting large corporations that frequently own and purchase properties to looking for companies for specific tenant placement, you can use Dossier to quickly gain a deeper understanding of those potential corporate buyers, sellers, and tenant candidates. So I've mentioned Dossier a few times here, but what exactly is Dossier? It's more than just a tool to generate lists. Dossier is a company research tool that provides in-depth profiles of more than 80 million public and private global companies, 75 million executives, and over 1,000 industries. Dossier is a very useful tool for generating company snapshot reports or diving deeper into financials, SWOT analysis report, industry report, and company comparisons. You can leverage information from key areas such as business news, financial, mergers and acquisitions, corporate affiliations, litigation, IP, and more on your companies of interest. You could use these company reports to gain understanding of an existing or prospective client, your business partners, vendors, and your competitors' full landscape. Here's a snapshot of a detailed company profile on Dossier, where you'll be able to spot trends, opportunities, and threats. Or you can simply use this information to pre-qualify prospective clients. Plus, you can generate a professional and client-ready report with just a few clicks, selecting the data that you want to see. Tip number 6, get a 360-degree view of decision makers and prospective clients. It's always the best practice to conduct thorough research on decision makers and prospective clients from your companies of interest. With Dossier, you can locate executives through over 600 company and financial sources and more than 200 executive and biographical sources. You can quickly gain background information such as their executive profile. In addition, you'll find biography, general news, as well as negative news about the executive only and not necessarily the companies in which they are associated. Any SEC filings that contain the executive name, any congressional testimonies that they've been in, down to their professional contact information like email and telephone number. Remember, some news is available on the open web, but not all, especially if you need premium content, which can only be accessed through individual paywalls for news that goes back more than 6 to 12 months, as most sites no longer keep them online, but they can be found in the LexisNexis archive. You can leverage this information to cultivate and deepen your relationship with decision makers and prospective clients. Tip number 7, search your public records with greater efficiency. Real estate professionals are always trying to find links between properties and the owners of these properties. This is not easy to do. Searching public records is like searching within all the oceans across the world. The information is vast, but not all connected. Our SmartLinks reports searches through our vast collection of 65 billion public and proprietary public record data and uses our smart linking technology to make connections between businesses, individuals, and locations that can otherwise remain hidden. You can use these reports to capture hard-to-find contact information like personal email addresses and telephone, including cellular numbers, as well as their social media profiles. This information is essential to both residential and commercial real estate research. But if you work mainly in commercial real estate, you can also use these reports to identify and verify LLC ownership, or to use it to identify and verify tenants in a specific building or space, or to find current and potential neighboring tenants and associated entities. These reports allow you to cast a wide net that captures a complete picture of a person, a business, regardless of their location. Tip number 8, conduct a quick and thorough property assessment with ease. Let's say you have a rush project and you need to find out who the owner of record is for a property and nothing else. You don't need to get the contact information or link out to neighbors, business associates, or potential relative information. You can run a quick search through our LexisNexis real property data that contains a comprehensive collection of deeds, mortgages, and tax assessor records for all 50 states as well as Washington, D.C. With this one search functionality, you can quickly find owners of a particular property, building, or home, or find all properties owned by individual or an LLC. Tip number 9, knowing details can make the difference. When identifying viable candidates for specific building and floor placements, searching for potential business partners or sales opportunities, having the right information is always a competitive advantage. The more you know about a property or owner, the better you can be at your strategy. You can use the segment search feature within our real estate collection to easily locate properties with upcoming loan maturity dates. To search for franchises that may be looking to grow, you can identify properties owned in a trust or foreclosed by a particular lender, or identify properties by address range or properties on a particular street, building, city, or state. You can find nearby contractors, locate cell towers, conduct P.O. box searching, research land use properties, sales dates, sales prices, geographies, and more. You can identify better candidates and properties of interest faster and with more specificity with our real estate collection. Tip number 10, you need to conduct effective due diligence on your potential partners. Who you go to business with is one of the most important decisions you can make. And for that reason, potential business partners should be vetted prior to entering into business relationships. So although it's critical, it's not always an easy task for someone who isn't in this profession. But with LexisNexis, you can perform your own due diligence with ease using our collection of bankruptcy filings, judgments and liens, professional licenses, company credit information, civil and criminal filings, verdicts and settlements, politically exposed persons, and financial sanctions lists, and more. This is vital information you need to know in order to avoid potential security challenges and to manage your exposure to risk. So there you have it, the 10 tips for real estate research with LexisNexis Solutions in news, company and financial, company and executive lists, and public records.
Thank you so much, Chris. And it looks like we do have some time for questions. And I see that we have some that have trickled in. And just to remind everyone, you can submit a question by clicking on the Q&A icon on WebEx. So while we're waiting for everyone to submit who wants to ask, let's go ahead and get started with the first question that I see here. And the first question is, I'm still unsure of how reading news stories can help me as a broker. Can you elaborate on this, please?
Okay. Well, being current on news and industry trends is really more important than ever in today's real estate market. So events in the news may have a direct impact on you or your clients or your potential clients' sort of business strategies. So for instance, the new administration's position on regulatory relief and decrease in corporate taxes is the part of the Dodd-Frank Act that prevents banks from lending is stripped and a new plan is implemented. How would this affect your clients or your potential clients, as well as the real estate industry in general? Would the real estate market continue to grow? Would the bump in kind of economic growth prompt more interest rate hikes? And how would the interest rate hike affect your business strategy? So this is really just the tip of the iceberg for events that can influence the real estate market. The point being that being knowledgeable in current news could help you identify where your sort of resources need to be and how to maximize your business with a well-informed and thoughtful business strategy.
Okay, great. And next question that we have here is, what is the difference between Google Alerts and LexisNexis Alerts that you mentioned in the beginning?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, first of all, on the surface, both Google Alerts and Nexis Alerts they're both monitoring tools where you can set up automatic searches and be notified whenever there are new results. That's really where the similarity ends. People assume that when they're using Google Alerts, that their search is truly comprehensive and they're accessing all the relevant news stories that are published. But it really simply isn't the case. The reality is that you're missing out on a large number of relevant news that's out there. And this is because Google searches only sites that they index, and their coverage is frankly getting worse daily as more and more news publishers are kind of moving their content behind their paywalls. And if you want to access their content, you'll need to subscribe to that particular single service. On the other hand, LexisNexis is completely comprehensive. We are an aggregator of news content from thousands of premium content providers. We do have licensed content from over 26,000 publications, in addition to content from the open web that our full-time editors vet using their professional skills and judgment. So you can really trust that news sources and articles are accurate, as we get them directly from the publishers, guaranteeing its editorial integrity and source accuracy.
Okay, and next question that I see here is, where does your information and dossier come from?
Okay, our executive profiles are searched through over 600 of our licensed company and financial sources, and it pulls from more than 200 executive biographical sources. Information is pulled from premium sources like Dunn's, Decision Makers, Dun & Bradstreet, executive corporate affiliations. That's just to name a few.
Okay, and next question. What information do you get with a LexisNexis company report?
Okay, that's a good question. Let me show you an example so that we can really dive into the information. Okay, so with our dossier report, you'll get, a professional and client-ready report with information from key areas like company overview, including business description, competitor information, executive information, business news, financials, mergers and acquisitions. There's corporate affiliation information, information on their litigation, IP, trademark, and more. And the nice thing is that you have the flexibility to decide exactly, what type of information you want included in your custom report. But once it's generated, it looks something like what you see here for Ford Motor. So here at the beginning, you're going to have the index with all the different sections that you can choose, and the blue links will jump you directly to the section. So let me jump down to company information here. scroll a little slowly. You have an overview of the company, a list of their executives, board of directors, yearly financials, stock information, industry information, their competitors or their brands. You can see their competitors, company hierarchy, and more here. Okay, executive information, and more here.
Okay, and looks like we still have some time for one or two more questions. So the next one that we have here is, how are you able to use email addresses without violating the Spam Act?
That is a very good question. I want to make sure that I give you the best and most accurate answer. So if you wouldn't mind, please leave your name and contact information, and we will be sure to get back to you on that.
Okay, and next question. Is real property data and dossier included in a standard subscription?
Real property data is, as well as our dossier products, can be included in any subscription.
Okay, and are phone numbers compared to a do not call list?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, this is the last question that we have here.
Okay.
Are the phone numbers that you receive compared to the do not call list?
Again, this is a good question, and I don't have the answer to that this moment. I want to give you a accurate answer. So please leave your name and contact information, and we'll be sure to get back to you on that one.
Okay, and let me see. It looks like there's one more question that trickled in. So I think there should be enough time to answer this. In terms of real property, what is the best way to determine the currency of a property?
Best way? Well, in our real property data search template, there is an area where you can select only current records, and that's where you would do that.
Okay, so it looks like those are all the questions and that we are all out of time. So thank you so much for those who submitted such great questions. And if we couldn't get to your question today, or if you want to answer them in more depth, we can follow up with an answer separately. And that takes us to the end here. So thank you so much, Chris. This has been such an informative presentation. If you're interested in learning more about real estate research, we'll be sending out a complimentary tip sheet which summarizes the best practices shared in this webinar. And we're also offering 20% off to all attendees of this webinar today on our research solution. So please keep an eye out for an email with more details. And as we close out this webinar, you'll be presented with a short survey where you can give feedback on today's presentation, as well as request follow-up from a LexisNexis representative for a personalized demo and quote if interested. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you.